The way we always start our Bible tours is we have to have an agreement now who's the original author of the Bible. Because if we don't agree on that, there's not much use of going any further, really. We reason that when God put his hands to the stones, he began the Bible. Because there had been a lot of stories told before this. They didn't write them down. They told them and told them and told them. But if you see those symbols there, they're pretty lacking in the numbers and all. When Moses is inspired to start writing, then they've got to start working on the language also, make it a written language that can be useful. And Moses didn't work by himself. He had some other people working with him, but they immediately started expanding that language. Moses also has to have some stories to tell from the time that he didn't live, from Adam to the flood, on like that. And Methuselah gets credit for that. The man that lived longer than anybody we know of also lived long enough to overlap Adam by over 200 years. And Seth and Canaan and people like that. There really was a short time between the appearance of Adam on earth and the flood. And Methuselah put those stories on big stone pillars, and Josephus recorded that those did not get damaged. And here Moses has stories to write. Now, our oldest piece of religious material is this page right in this middle. That's a piece of vellum. And vellum is from the word veal. It's a bleached out piece of skin from a young animal. They were forbidden by their laws to kill those animals, so they had to get it if an accident happened or something. Most of the Old Testament is going to be written on the tan leather from the mature animals. It's a long-lasting substance, even longer lasting than the papyrus that the New Testament is going to be written on. So our oldest piece of biblical materials is now the Dead Sea Scrolls. But this vellum scroll right here clearly shows that completed Hebrew language after they got through putting vowels and punctuation and such as that. It looks upside down to us, and it is read right to left. But a Messianic Jewish man that was in here one day told us they didn't do that by accident. They had little thin lines on that skin, and those lines just kind of blended in and faded out with time, so you can't tell. You just think they really wrote straight, but they didn't. But that's a real good, clear example. Now we'll come over to this case, and we're going to show papyrus. Papyrus is that early form of paper that began with the pulp from the papyrus reed that grew along the Nile River. They split it and made little thin strips and laid those strips crossways and weighted them down and let them dry. And the juice was a sticky substance that would glue it together. Problem is, you can't make a big long scroll with it. Every 15 to 18 inches there's a joint in the papyrus reed. But it's a plentiful substance. It does mean that the New Testament had to be copied and copied and copied many, many, many times, because that material won't last like skins. Here's where God, being the true author of the Bible, if he supervised those copiers, then we're still reading the truth today. All right? All right.